which he became friendly with a wild rocker, drummer, rollerblade jockey, motorbike enthusiast and motorbiker, and most of all, a good, generous young man called Nick. Thank you.
The speech which you're probably all the most excited about and I'm the most nervous about is my good friend Pete, who I have known since year 7 when I was a very nervous child who was in top sets for everything and believed that I had to absolutely be an incredibly good child in order to do well, and Pete showed me that actually you could not be at times, and life was a bit more fun. Yeah, I've got an incredible amount of time for this man, and I'm trying to butter him up a little bit, just any adjustments at all. So, Pete, if you want to step forward, and I'm going to hide.
Alright, first of all, I'd like to thank Latish and all the staff here at the Kingston Lodge for all their hard work in putting on this beautiful wedding. It's been amazing, so thank you very much. Before I get into the meat of the speech, there's a quick bit of admin I need to get out of the way. These two have been kind enough to put some money behind the bar to run a free tab for beer and wine. If you want to drink anything else, I'm afraid you're going to have to pay for it. And I'd encourage any of you, if you want to go up and talk to Andrea at the bar, put a bit of money there, because this is going to be expensive enough for the two of them without having to get all of us drunk as well. So feel free to cough up. I'd like to thank Charmaine for picking some amazing bridesmaids. Charlene, Georgina, Marianne and Lucy. You all looked incredible and you did great today, so thank you. I'd like to thank Charles, Lorraine and Charmaine's whole family for raising such an amazing daughter, and Charles for his speech. I'd like to thank Nick's whole family for this guy. He's like the brother I never had. You're the brother I always had. That's not the same.
I'm finalising my best man decision.
But I'd like to thank this guy too for helping me out with the best man duties today.
Too little, too late.
I'll get you a drink later.
So.
It's on Nick.
Most of all, I'd like to thank Nick for the honour of being his best man and extend my commiserations that I was the best he could come up with. So, for those of you who don't know me, allow me to introduce myself. My name's Pete. As Nick said, we go way back. We've known each other for 2 decades.
Wow.
Yeah, we are getting old. When we first met, it was our first year of secondary school. I was an unruly, defiant chatterbox who used to sit at the back of the class and distract the other kids. And Nick, on the other hand, was a quiet student who sat right at the front by the teacher and dutifully got on with his work. Our teachers, in their wisdom, decided that if they moved me to the same desk as Nick, that perhaps some of his studious work ethic would rub off on me. Maybe he'd be the calming influence on my rebellious nature. At least that was the plan. But you see, they underestimated what an annoying little bastard I could be.
I could have told them.
Thanks, Mum. We became fast friends, and before long the unthinkable was happening and Nick was getting in trouble for talking too much in class. His grades were slipping and he was getting detention almost as much as I was. Through our chance meeting, his trajectory had been forever altered. He could have been a straight A student, an academic success story, but With a slight nudge from me, he wandered from that path, took his first steps into a larger world, and over time we established a dynamic which has continued to this day. I like to think I stopped him from taking life too seriously and becoming boring. And he stopped me from getting too far off the rails and probably winding up in prison. Nah. Cut to 5 years later. We'd grown from nerdy, awkward kids into nerdy, awkward teenagers. And that bright-eyed boy full of potential had blossomed into a motorcycle-riding, roll-up smoking drummer in a heavy metal band. Yeah. It was all sex and drugs and rock and roll. Admittedly, not as much sex as we'd probably like. And Nick's brief foray into the world of drugs consisted of one time sharing a joint with me in the park and then hasta la vista. Let's just say he needed a lengthy lay down in the long grass, so they waited for his head to stop spinning around. But it's not for everyone. But there was a lot of rock and roll like that. And the two of us, joined by the rest of the band, Jimmy, Andy, and then later Steve, distilled our teenage angst into power chords, sick drum beats, and big dirty guitar riffs. Band practice twice a week at the Taylor House. Amps up to 11, wreaking havoc over the quiet, leafy suburbia of Ashley Heath. Now, being someone's best man comes with many responsibilities. Not least of which is to embarrass the groom during the speech. But please indulge me while I tell you about what's perhaps the most embarrassing moment in my own life. We were playing a gig. It was going great. I look back, Nick's rocking out behind his drum kit, sweat flying off him and a big grin on his face. In my excitement, I go to jump up on the speakers because, you know, rock and roll. But I trip over these big old size 16s and I go face first off the front of the stage, crumpled in front of a few hundred people. And with my fragile ego, mortifying. But that's how we learned to pick ourselves up. And this guy kept on drumming.
I didn't even know this.
But God bless you for it, because if you had stopped and the rest of the guys had stopped, it would have been a train wreck. The audience in a stunned silence, looking at me crumpled and broken on the floor, going, is this part of the show? I don't get it. And that's the only thing that could have made that memory more humiliating for me. So thank you for that. But that's Nick. He's always had my back, and vice versa. Through some of the best moments in our lives, and perhaps more importantly, through some of the worst, he's been right there with me. And I'm eternally grateful for that. So another 5 years pass. Nick goes off to uni, and that's where these two met. Eventually, Nick figured he should probably introduce his new girlfriend to his embarrassing mates from back home. And when I first met Charmaine, I was struck by a feeling that I'm sure many of us here today can share, that, quite frankly, she could have probably done better. I mean, but thankfully, and for reasons we may never understand, she fell in love with this guy. And he lucked out, because she's amazing. She's smart, beautiful, talented, and almost, but not quite as much of a geek as he is. And as a couple, they just work as perfectly as any I've ever known. They like the same movies, the same music, they have the same dumb sense of humour. They're probably the only two people in this room who've noticed I snuck in quotes from Obi-Wan Kenobi, Batman, and The Turtle. Did you get all three? she once said to me, straight faced, that she actually enjoys spending time watching Nick play video games. Now that's your perfect woman right there. You hit the jackpot. Now it's plain to see, especially today, that these two are so happy, so madly in love, it's sickening. But being in love isn't always easy, especially when one of the parties involved is this guy. Because I love you, man, but Nick is a strange and eccentric man. A lesser woman might have told Nick that no one will ever care about his collection of useless old computer hardware from decades ago. Or that maybe, as a grown man in his 30s, maybe it was time to get rid of the roller skates. But Charmaine's a wonderful woman. And she indulges all Nick's wackiness because that's what makes him him. And that's what true love means. Real love. It means loving somebody because of all their weird little quirks, not despite them. It means loving a person for who they really are and not who you wish they were. And that's one thing I've learned from these two. That no matter how weird and imperfect you might be, that somewhere out there somewhere out there, there's some other weirdo who's going to love you first. And maybe, just maybe, if you're very lucky, they might agree to spend the rest of their life with you.
Oh.
So please, join me in raising your glasses to the happy couple, two weirdos in love. Nick and Charmaine.
Yeah, I think that amazingly, Jim, you actually came off much worse than I did. Okay, so yeah, this is the bit where we've changed the ordering of it, because traditionally the best man speech would actually be last, but I haven't actually said anything yet, so that is what's going to come up now. But also along those lines, we're going to change things up a bit. I'm going to actually welcome up the small little lady who claims to be my wife. You want to come up, honey? Do you want to just go with one mic, or do you want to go with two?
There we go, one.
Go with one? You can go second. Alright, fair enough. Alright. So, yeah, so as Pete mentioned, we have known each other now for 10 years, and we started off our relationship on an incredibly solid foundation. We always said from day one, let's not let this get serious. And we stuck with that throughout the whole of the first year of uni, when we moved in together in a flat in Surbiton, and when we bought a house in Chessington, and we're still sticking with that, right?
Yeah, I think when we have grandkids, we should probably think about
Think
it.
about it then, yeah? Okay, cool, fine, that's alright, that's alright, we're safe now.
Yeah.
I mean, I can clearly remember the day when I thought, you know what, Charmaine is really, really a keeper. It was this magical, magical day where I woke up and I walked in the kitchen and Charmaine said the most beautiful thing to me. She said, "Honey, would you like a sandwich?" I was taken back. And then the next day, the second most beautiful thing was said to me, and "Honey, would you like another sandwich?" And I defy any man in this room to not then think, "Oh my God, I have to marry this woman."
It's all well and good if you actually remember to eat the sandwich.
Well, on that note, where's my sandwich, honey? It's just like the first day when you haven't actually made a sandwich for me. Now, Charmaine is the most important thing to me in the whole world, but she wasn't my first love. Some of you may know that my first love was the absolutely stunning and beautiful Suzuki GSX-R. A wise man once said, "Love is the feeling you get when you find someone you like as much as your motorcycle." But mysteriously, that motorcycle got written off.
And that means that I won by default. Now, much to the despair of my parents right there, I love being on the back of the bike. We're actually going on our honeymoon on Monday to Ecuador, and it's a self-guided motorbike tour. Just to reassure you all, we're going to be careful. Be careful. You don't have to say it, fine. I really wanted to go to South America, and you may or may not know, but Nick likes touring on his bike. So we thought we'd combine the two together. And just to confirm, he's not bothering me, he's not threatening me, he's not threatening me, I promise, he's not threatening me at all. He's not threatening me.
Not at all. But actually, you didn't used to like being in the kind of general outside world. You were very much a city girl, and the countryside wasn't a fantastic idea for you.
It's quite surprising for someone who doesn't like crowds or people in general.
But that has evolved now, and you have started to get quite into camping, and it's got to a point now where she actually prefers the idea of camping over a city break.
It's pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. Now, when I first met Nick, he hadn't seen any of the Star Wars movies. Like, none.
Bombshell.
Do they not have access to cool things in the New Forest? In my head, it was like it was an ultimatum: either he has to sit down and watch the then 6 movies, or I cannot marry this guy. It's just
Well, it was a bit. I did like them. I got into them, and I now do absolutely love Star Wars.
That's good. When Nick did eventually propose, it was 8 years into our relationship. And if you thought that was long, our parents actually met 8.5 years in our relationship, and they got on pretty well.
Yeah,
They do.
Yeah, they came round, and we thought, you know what, we'll probably have to instill conversation. We'll have to plan this out meticulously. But to be honest, we didn't even need to be that. It was just so great, just seeing them get on and chat for ages, and we could have just gone down the pub.
Yeah, no need, possibly. What's next?
Shall we just move on to thanks?
Yeah, let's move on to thanks. We'd like to start off with thanking our parents. I'd like to personally thank Andy and Julie, who have put up with me for 10 years now, well, a long time, a very long time. And I'd like to apologise for forcing you to learn how to cater for a vegetarian. I'm so sorry. Nick's just finding your gifts. No.
Mom and Dad, if you'd like to come up here, please. You, Mum. You, Dad. Nice. I'd like to thank Charles and Lorraine for putting up with such a sarcastic now son-in-law who swears way too fucking much.
My mum was already gifted this morning, so it's just, Mum, come up for a hug and a kiss.
Yeah, come up for a hug and a kiss.
But Dad, come as well.
That's all right. Take a sec. 1 second. Yeah.
Definitely get it.
On to the bridesmaids. I'd like to start off with my elder sister, Charlene, who's had it the worst. She's had to put up with me for 29 years. She pretty much organised the majority of my non-Hindu, despite having a lot on her plate at the time. So if you'd like to come up, if you haven't got child name. Okay, that's all right. She's gone. She's gone. Come up. Come up. Come up. Georgina, who's already changed out of her bridesmaid dress, which brings me on to my point. Your crazy makes me feel less crazy, so thank you. Come up. Lucy, who's actually responsible for my crazy hair today, she was actually one of Nick's school friends. She's become an incredibly important person to me, and I think you're pretty much stuck with me for life. If you can deal with that, coming up. And last but not least, my school friend Marianne, who I have loved since year 5. I cannot put into words how much it means to me that you are here 24 years later on my wedding day. I cannot put it into words. Come on, we go.
So, the infamous Russell brothers. It was incredibly difficult to choose a best man, so I chose both, of which Pete delivered, of course, a fantastic speech, and Jim is actually responsible for the beautifully ironed shirts that two, sorry, yes, yeah, but all jokes aside, they've both been fantastic friends of mine for like my entire life. So thank you both for all the help that you've given to make this day possible. Yeah, we've got a little something for you. Okay, so just a couple more, I promise, and then we can start dancing. As you may have noticed, there are certain things with this wedding we put an awful lot of effort into. One of the main things we put a lot of effort into, as you mainly saw, was the invite, or should I say the fucking invite. So that couldn't be possible without the help of a few people here. So the first one is Mr. Daniel Pardo, who did the design for us. If you could come up here please, buddy. I can see you skulking around the back. And then on top of that, most of you would have probably also gone to a web page in order to respond to our invite, which was the back end of it was built by Ian and the front end of it was built by Phil. So I'd like you guys to step up here, please, because we've got to give both of you. It's pretty much like I don't think I've done a web project without these two being involved now in like some way ever.
Come here. Come here.
So yeah, that's it. We just finally would like to say, oh yeah, Jesus, Jimmy. Where's Jimmy? There he is. Sorry, Jimmy. You'll be seeing a lot of Jimmy tonight, probably right in your face as he takes a photo of you. But Jim's been a lifelong friend who was kindly said he would do some photos for us today, and by some I mean an absolute shit ton. So he's an incredibly talented photographer and an amazing friend.
What is this something?